Hi, everyone. Welcome to the show. Oh, my goodness. Hold on, I got a couple things I've got to do here. And once I've got everything going, I think we're ready. Hello, everyone. Welcome to the show. My name is Christine DeMaurier, and today's date is the 20th of the 20th of April 2026. Hello to everyone who is in 12 Radio Land, and hello to everybody who's in YouTube live stream land. Today's topic, we're going to be covering remote healing and some specifics about what it is, as well as what it produces for the recipient of remote healing. I first would like to invite you guys into my chat room, and this is where you can ask your questions and say hello and all that kind of wonderful thing that we've got going on here. So you guys, this thing still with live streaming is so strange because I have done podcasts for literally ever and for the last 15 years. And so going live like this, it's like, is it actually working? Hello, Lisa. Hi, honey. Welcome to the show. Yeah. All right. So yes, I know I'm live and I know this is working. All right. So, I am and have been a remote healer for a very long time. And this topic is up right now, which I love. I'm so excited about the awareness that is around our energy fields that make up this beautiful body that we're in. And so what I kind of want to talk about, it's always really important to me to vet anybody who says that they work with the quantum field in this way. And so I kind of just want to talk a little bit about why I am a remote healer and how that happened before we get into what it does, how it works, which people are always like curious about. And it's a great, continued conversation that we will have because it is a huge part of the work that I do on a daily basis. So I am somebody who is I'm a spirit walker, and I came in that way. And basically, what that means is somebody who has an awareness of the unseen world and the seen world. And I move and breathe and function organically inside of both. It's not like I'm walking around and I'm seeing spirit all the time. For me, it is at my age, with the life that I've lived, it's organic to what I do and how I function. So by default, and as a musician, where I'm incredibly sensitive to resonance fields and the harmonics of resonance fields that are around us and within us, just kind of makes sense that I would fall into the study and the understanding and the inner workings and my personal relationship with energy and how it moves. And then can you manipulate it? How do you do this? So one massive aspect of being in a relationship in order to work with the field and sit with somebody to help them restore themselves to a balanced state, yeah, is that the one who is facilitating the healing, which would be me, has got to be in a place where they themselves are balanced and functioning from the heart center. And that heart center has everything to do with bringing in through my body to your body, a high frequency energy that actually produces a change. Yeah. I love to sit with people and have this experience where first there is communication that I'm hearing, and I'm listening to the issues that they are struggling with. It could be something physical, it could be something emotional or mental, or let's say you're dealing with trauma, loss, grief. It really is, it can be anything, you guys. And for me, I am listening to the words, but I'm really sensing and feeling where the disconnect is in their system. Yeah. I wonder how far in this I should go. And I'm going to say hello, Quayle. Oh my gosh. Hi, honey. I'm glad you're here. Welcome to the show. If you guys have any questions, you can pop in and you can ask. I think the breaking down for me of like explaining the mechanics of how this works is really, it's an important exercise, because when you understand how somebody is working with your emotional body, your physical body, your mental body, when you understand it, then you're able to participate in a way that's collaborative, right? And so I am a very grounded healer, and I'm a physical healer, which basically means that the information that is coming from your energy field to my energy field is translated as I experience it as my own. So if you have a headache, or you have a migraine, or if you have you're recovering from a surgery, or you're preparing for a surgery, let's say in your knee, I feel the pain, I feel the discomfort, I feel, and it's not I'm in there with you, I am experiencing the pain level that you are experiencing. And that's a physically grounded healer. If you are in emotional distress, I can feel it. Emotional distress actually has a feeling in the body, and it manifests as a compressed state of energy. All right. So then what I do is I get in there and I begin to channel energy through my system, and I start to move it to you, right? Yeah, you can kind of see what kind of doing it right now for whoever is going to be listening to this right this red hot second, and as well in the future. Yeah. All right. So let's talk just for a quick second about, so you understand that if you're in just distress, or if you're in pain, or like I'm experiencing pain, or I can't seem to slow my head down, I'm triggered because of these things that are happening in my life. Or, I work with a lot of cancer patients who are going through chemo. Yeah, the list for me is profound. And it's an honor for me to do what I do, because it makes sense to me. It makes sense to me. It's like, this is my happy place. When I am here in the space where I can be of service to others in this way, I'm just elated. The byproduct for the one who is receiving is, it's tangible. It's not this nebulous thing that, like, did that work? You literally, I always ask the people that I'm working with if they're dealing with pain. Pain is pain is pain, you guys. So it doesn't matter if you broke your finger or you cut your arm, or you are just struggling with discomfort in your physical body. I will always ask, where is the level of pain now? And you start with a number, and the number is, let's say I'm at an 8. Okay. Through a session, which honestly, it doesn't take that long, which is really cool. I'll keep talking about this, you guys, if you want to ask questions. Okay, wait, yep. And somebody's saying, oh my God, my knee is killing me. Honey, that's probably why I brought up the knee. This is my point. I am definitely somebody who lives in both worlds at the same time. And it's not linear. It is all encompassing of the time-space continuum. I just live here all the time. Ask my kids, they will say, yep, that's my mom. So be powerful. I'll be with you in a minute, all right? I ask people all the time, from the time pre the session, and then once the session is complete, where their pain body is. And lots of times it goes down by half. Now, if it is something that you're healing from a surgery, or if you are going through chemotherapy, you will feel relief, and you'll be able to put a number on that. Yeah. And if it's and it goes down by a lot. If it is emotional trauma, that it is utterly profound what happens, that there is like a literal relaxing and release of the body. And then, so that number always significantly goes down. Mental movement. There is the coolest thing that happens with the mind and the head with these remote healing sessions, which, technically, you guys, I'm a Kundalini energy practitioner, and that means a whole topic that I will lightly touch on, but it's just not, it's its own show. With the physical body, once the mind is slowed down, there is a coolness that comes behind the eyes. And it's a consistent thing that happens, that I've heard over and over and over again from people that I've worked with. And the extraordinary thing is, once I start to feel these things in my body, once I start to feel the release in my body, I know that you're receiving it. So a remote healer is somebody who connects with the one that they're sitting with. I also do group healings as well. You guys, I have one coming up tonight. It's a community setting, and it's all online. It's all remote. If you guys want to sign up for that, you're always more than welcome to join in. It's every Monday at 5 to 5:30 Pacific Standard Time. Okay, so the healer, and you don't need to be in person with me. I've helped people all over the world through remote healing. You could be on the moon, it doesn't matter. It's the connection between you and me. And when we make that connection together, I begin to, and by the way, you come into, me as the healer comes into the session prepared. And that means that my chakras are lined up. That means that I've taken the time to be present with myself, with my mind, where my mind is, and my heart, and making sure that I'm fully anchored in my heart, and that my whole entire system all the way out is humming and cooking with gas, right? It's nice and flowing. You guys getting the tingles? And then I'm able to, come into this session with you and be connected, be present with you with a tremendous amount of love and connection and compassion. Yes, in my worldview, we are all one. Where we come from one heartbeat, we come from one in-breath, one out-breath, and we therefore are fundamentally connected on some level. Therefore, you and I are same. And we might be going in this life through different pieces and parts and parcels of our lives with our relationships, our businesses, our health, our families, our friendships. This is life. This is school. This is what we're here to do. And we're here to learn and we're here to grow. And this one component here of remembering our energetic essence, people call that a lot of things. They call it spirit, they call it soul, yeah, is housed right here. And so that, for me as a spirit walker, yeah, I connect up with your energy field, which is functioning inside of your body. And then what begins is this process of information that's transferred to me as we dialogue back and forth. And for you as the recipient, the only thing that you do, that I ask you to do, is to be present in the moment and to begin to focus on your breathing in and your breathing out, and your breathing in and you're breathing out, and to do nothing else. That's it. That brings you into a state of presence, of being in the moment, because in this moment, you're actually okay, because your heart's beating. Yeah, I will continue to say this thing over and over again, and you're breathing in and you're breathing out. Yeah, and by this one connection, then I am able to see like this compressed energy and feel it. And it's in different pockets, if we're, depends on what we're going through. And when you have this, when you receive a healing session, whether in person or remote, when you receive it and you actually experience this breath, yeah, and you actually pay attention to that, the shift of your focus is now in the intangible things that we can't see, yeah. And you experience relief. It has a profound impact on your life. There's something here that you're not taking a pill. There's something that just happened that has nothing to do with an external factor that helped aid you in relief, right? how is that even possible? I'm going to share some stories with you. So, where do I want to go with this? First, I need to. Hi, Dill. Hello, Miss Dylan. Be powerful, powerful. Wow, that's a beautiful handle. I'm probably just working on you right now without, focusing in on you. I know that is you. I know. Okay, so you guys, I'm writing a book right now about one of the, listen, the book is written. It is now being scrubbed down by editors. I kind of want to lose my mind, but I'm present and I'm here. And I'm working my way through the process. In fact, as soon as this is done, I have the opportunity to jump in again and work on it some more. But hopefully in the next couple of months, it'll be available to you. One of the pieces in maintaining, when you receive this intangible thing, you're like, wait a minute, I feel better. What just happened? It's the reason why I'm writing the book. There's a process that you can start to go through that brings forward mindfulness and unpacking these things, which I've had to do myself. Like the process of becoming who you are meant to be, for me specifically as a spirit walker and as a Kundalini energy healer and a crossover medium. I'll tell you, there's stuff I had to unpack my brain and repack it. I had to get out of blame and shame and guilt and confusion. I had to go to some underworlds to, which is, it is the path of the shaman. And you learn how to heal yourself. Wounded shamans of this type, of my ilk, are often referred to as wounded healers because they have journeyed into the depths of the underworld and healed themselves and come out with deeper compassion and a greater understanding of what it means to heal. All right? And a powerful tool for us to use on a regular basis is the practice of mindfulness and paying attention to what is going on in our minds. How are we functioning? And that we have agency to choose a different way of showing up in presence every single day. We have a choice every single day. Mark Husson, my boss, and I adore him, was talking today about gratitude, and during his show is at 8:00 on Mondays Pacific. And what gratitude does to just practicing anything small of what you're grateful for. It changes our minds to look in a different way, to look in a different direction. And it doesn't matter what's going on in our lives. It changes how we move in the world. And moment by moment by moment, the book is like this basic building block that is understandable and easy to do and easy to implement. It's just this practice of, I drink my coffee every morning and I also do this. Yeah. I drink my coffee and whatever. I go to work every day and I also do this. I'm paying attention to what's moving through my mind. Now, it is a deep, deep rabbit hole that I have gone down and come back up with a tremendous amount of information that I believe is helpful. But after every healing session for me, I am always teaching and I'm always talking about how to maintain this feeling state after the fact. Yeah. People are always asking me that. And because they feel so much better. I think I, I'm doing some clearing for the room here. Yeah. Another way that remote healing works is that my body just continually recalibrates itself back to this homeostatic state. And one way to do that is burping. So if you guys ever find that you're burping, that there's a reason for that. All right, this release and coming back, and it's helping somebody else. Yeah, I definitely am somebody that is here to be of service to people, so and to help them so that they can help themselves. Um, uh, so as a kid, I would see particle matter all the time. And particle matter is, this is why I'm kind of a quantum physics geek. I would see I see it now. I can see it in the air. I can see it everywhere. And at the same time, if I focus in on it, then solid objects fairly quickly will start to decompress, and I'll be able to see the particle matter of what makes up that solid object. All right, so we basically as humans are compressed energy, beautifully intensely compressed energy. And when you decompress that energy, that's when you get what do you get? You get, if you think about it, your soul, your spirit is also energy. And so it is in a much less compressed state that's housed right here. All right. And when you die, the body decomposes and decompresses, and off you go into a much less compressed state. And then you merge back into the field, right? Okay. So when you think about the density points, if if you're sick, or if you're struggling with a long-term illness, or you've got some genetic stuff that's going on that's coming up, arthritis, immune challenges. There's a lot of genetics that we deal with, and it's from our tribe, yeah. And we do the best to manage them. We take care of them. We have trauma in our lives, and then we have the emotional list that goes down, and then we have mental challenges in our lives, and that emotional list starts to go down. It's like, whoa, all right. Okay, so somebody who is a skilled remote practitioner is able to get these categories like, okay, it's this, it's this. Here's a protocol for you to go on at once the healing is done. And then you begin this self-regulating practice to manage your energy field that is moving all the time through your body. All right. It's a practical application thing. I always get so upset with people who say, I mean, it really bothers me when people say that, well, you made yourself sick, and there are pieces of that which we can manage that do sit in truth, that is fact. It's what kind of relationship are we in with our minds? Yeah. And what's cooking? Are we blaming, shaming? Are we in anger? Are we in rage? Are we, are we feeling like a victim? And while, guys, all of that technically could be like, yeah, that's actually happening. How are we processing that? What are we doing? And I mean we. All right? Because stuff happens out there in life. So what I'm pointing at is there are a couple of pockets we can take care of ourselves. Genetics, that's another thing. That's where I get kind of hot under the collar, because these bodies that we're in, we can love them and nurture them to the best of our ability, and also recognize there's another way. There's actually one way that you can jump in and do this. You can begin to include your ancestral information. That's right here, right? I know that my family dealt a lot with osteoarthritis, and I am a pianist. And so every single time that I am working on myself and I'm connecting and communing with source in the field, I naturally just start to include my tribe, the generations that came before me for eons. There goes the tingles. You guys, they're all saying hi. And I include them in this healing process. I always say, I just include them in my own right here. These guys have got to work if I'm going to create beautiful music, right? That's also a part of my history. It's a part of my story. It's what makes life make sense to me. Yeah, you guys. So, any questions? Again, just go ahead and ask away here. Pamela, thank you. You need some clearing. Well, I'm not technically, like way all the way in. That is a sight to see, and I'll tell you a story. So, meditation is really important, and to help us all maintain this, where I have optimism, I'm smiling, my body feels okay, and meditation can be done lying down, and so I want to tell you a story. Lying down or walking. I think even a beautiful form of meditation is paying attention to what's going on in your mind, or just dumping out these beautiful messages that just send love. If you're struggling with somebody right now, the best thing to do for yourself is to send them consciously. I'm just sending you a hug. I'm sending you a bunch of love. I just am sending you love. Love is a frequency. It's an energy, and it's way up there. On the piano, it'd be like way up with high tones. Yeah, it just has a higher vibration. You're struggling with somebody, send them love, and just keep doing it. Cover your heart and say, touch your heart, and say, I just send you love. I just send you love, and really mean it. I mean, work your way there to where you mean it. Yeah? That benefits you. By default, it benefits them. What you're doing is you're just saying, yep, nope. Yeah, it will resolve itself in its own time, in its own accord, right? There's that type of meditation for me is something that I've found for people that they can do, because you're driving in your car, right? You're talking on the phone, you're going to work, you're going and having lunch, what are all the things that we do every day? If you could just catch that tiger's tail of the one grind that is going on, this red hot second, stop. This is what the book is about. I send you love. I hope you're okay. I send you love. Grab it again. Grab it again. Grab it again. Every single day, there is a shift to something else and a shift to something else. At just every single day. That is for me, that is one of the most powerful forms of meditation that I know produces immediate results in my life and right here for things to kind of, not get compressed and smushed. You want the energy of you to be fluid. It's got to have some movement to it. Yeah, it's like, the pressure, it's like gravity just taking you down. You just got to keep like gently working at it. So about a year ago, maybe a year and a half ago, for the first time I went and I treated myself to a Dr. Joe week-long retreat. And I was going for very specific reasons. Hold on, guys. Hold on. And also, I wanted to experience what would happen if I meditated deeply for 40 hours in a week, because that's what happened. And I had never done anything like that before. I know the bulk and the body of the work. I love the science and the research that is coming into our world. I love it. And I love the support that it's providing, and in the connection to the idea that at the end of the day, all that's here is love. I absolutely love that, because it's true to me. It sounds simplistic, doesn't it though? Sometimes the simplest answers are the truth, that we are all connected and we are all connected in love, right? So we take this idea and we start to just say, cancel, I send you love. So I have a beautiful, incredible experience. And here are the physical things that happened from that time. At the end of the week, as I kept on rotating, and I did, I could sit here and I could activate it right now. I couldn't stop rotating because I knew what had happened is that my particle matter had decompressed to the point where I was connected up with the field in a way that just couldn't. I was more or less compressed, all right? And it didn't matter if I was standing. I remember having a couple of conversations with people. I wasn't going to tip over, but it was this thing. Let's see if I'm doing this right. It was like that. There it is. Like it's starting right now, right? I know yeah. So there's a beautiful connection that happens when a healer activates. And you can feel it and you can see it. I went to the airport to jump on my flight home, and I got stopped in the scanner. And I walk over, and they're looking at my left hand. I'm severely left-handed. I am so left-handed. The only thing this right hand knows what to do is to play the piano. And it was marked right there in the palm of my hand, and the other place was right here in my heart chakra. Yeah. And so she's like, do you have any, they're asking questions and they're running, and I just started laughing. I went, yeah, nope. It's just beautiful. These remote healing for me, I get so excited about it, and I'm just going to keep talking about it. I love doing it, and I love providing this for people. And I also love teaching how to maintain and to fortify that in your life, because it impacts every part of your life, how you show up every day and what you're committed to every single day. Like, this is the most important thing, and everything else follows. This is the most important thing, and then everything else follows, right? The base of that is actually true. Sherry, hi. Hi. Thank you. You've given me lots to think about this week. Sending love out to those around me and connecting to and healing myself through my ancestral lineage in all time and space. Right? Yeah. Yep. You guys, yeah. So if you want a session with me, my website is now live. You can go to christinedemorier.com. You can book a remote healing session there, you guys, all right? And if you just want to have a community group session, this is through 12academy.com, and it's half hour. It's where the more the merrier for me. I am just happy to get a group of people together. Let's just clear the room, and you'll experience it over the phone. It's just over the phone only, and I will move it to some sort of Zoom group as the website's getting finished here, so you guys can pop in there and have a community session. The bonding and the connection that we have as spiritual beings having a human experience is getting more and more refined do I want to say more? It's becoming more accessible. It's more tangible. It's something that we can actually now begin to grab onto. And make sense of. If I understand why I'm doing this, and that it will produce this result, right? Then it stands to reason I should give it a shot. Exactly, right. Tracking. Get a pad of paper. Get something like this. I have these all over the house, okay? And they are specific. They're, years and years of these things. Tracking. Today was a powerful day when I really had to work on slowing my mind down. And I really had to replace, I send you love. It's so simple. I forgive you. I forgive you. I send love. I send forgiveness. I receive love. And I receive forgiveness. It's an inside-out job. It impacts. The benefits to you are massive. It begins to impact what happens in your days, how you're thinking, how you're feeling, how you're sleeping, what you're dreaming about. You really understand these boundaries and these buffers that are actually there of your own personal agency, while I am saying, yeah, and we're all connected. So a while ago, years ago, when I was doing a podcast, I interviewed this man named Rob Gentile, and he had written a book called Quarks of Light. Since then, there has been this uptick of people that are talking about the field completely packed with these teeny tiny pinpricks of light. When I leave my body and I go journeying, I see these tiny teeny pricks of light, and they're connected through a web. They're all interconnected. And it is utterly astounding and beautiful. Rob died. Like, he died and then he came back. He has somebody else's heart in his body. It's called, the book is fascinating, you guys. It's called Corks of Light. And so when we do this work, and Sherry, I think your name is Sherry. Yeah, Sherry, you talk about the healing of the ancestral wounds. This whole entire cosmos, everybody that's here on this earth plane, we're all doing this. We're doing this time-space continuum, universe collectively together right now. Yeah. So when you practice ancestral healing, it's possible you're just healing the planet as well. These little ripples that go out with every decision that you make. Every decision that you make. Am I going to hold on to that? Do I feel justified with, how's my anger? How's my rage? How's my blame? My, wrong word. It's a field of energy. What are you tapped into? And then it doesn't really matter what's going on, period. We have yeah buts there all the time, right? Yeah but, yeah but, yeah but. But when you stop and you ask yourself, is that serving me? And is that serving the other person? And is that serving the collective? The answer is pretty much always going to be no, right? It will be no. So make a different decision. Just cancel, I send you love. Cancel, I send you love. I do a lot of mantra work for, and people, I love the fact that people love mantras. And when we can get around to front loading and memorizing mantras, that's pretty amazing. The thing about mantras, though, is that they often don't stick long term, right? But something that can stick long term is cancel, I send you love. Cancel, I send you forgiveness, right? Cancel, I send myself love. Oh my God, I'm feeling so down in the dumps about myself. Cancel, cancel, cancel. It produces change. And this is where the intangible thing that you're doing all of a sudden has the potential to become tangible, meaning it starts to function as magic, synchronistic events in your life. And I know that's where quantum entanglement comes in. And I love the fact that there is an explanation for this, where one particle shift impacts another, and they could be in another stratosphere. It doesn't matter. Parallel universe, it doesn't matter. A change in you produces a change out there. A change you make produces some actual physical change out there. It's the butterfly effect, right? So try that, you guys. And if you do need help, I am here. You can book a session with me. And I'm just going to get more and more vocal about this and just keep talking about it. And remote healing, I think at this point in our history, I think we're all being called to our shaman role here. And it's not just relegated out to the few. I think we're being called to get in there and excavate our personal wounds, heal them ourselves, in some, with the help of others, like somebody like me, but get in there and get dirty and start to heal these wounds that we carry, but we also more than likely are caring for our tribe and our ancestors and the group that we've come in with, right? We come in as groups, and And so you just start, you guys. You just begin. I'm checking on the time, and I've got about maybe 5 minutes or so left. And you guys, seriously, ask any questions that you want, because I'm absolutely an open book, and this topic it's up and it's necessary for us to get moving on it. We have so much more agency than we initially have thought that we actually had. It is our job to love and forgive. It's our job. It's not relegated out to an outside deity. It's actually our job as a lived, felt experience. It's not an intellectual exercise, right? It is a lived exercise. And as we begin to do that, you know what happens? So as a healer, I am bumping up against usually some pretty muddy places when it comes to feeling victimized, or the heavy, heavy load of blame and feeling victimized. Or this is also really hard, the heavy load of feeling shame and victimizing, self. And what if neither one were true and or necessary in order for you to live the life that just absolutely blows your skirt up and makes you happy? Blame and shame. They're two things that will just bring us down to our knees and make it really, really hard to move, and to find joy in our lives, And so we start first with the head. Let's repack that beautiful mind of yours. When the mind starts to get repacked, it starts in brain scans, you'd see these little thought worms that start to activate different parts in different compartments in the brain itself, which is why I'm also just so excited about what science is showing us, that we have much more agency than we ever thought that we did. So just start playing around with this, you guys. And again, I will continue to talk about this. And I know that some healing happened in this room. I can feel it. So many tingles moving through my body. I can just feel the field moving and moving. I'm always over at 12Listen if you ever want to connect with me for anything. I'm an absolute seer, psychic, precognitive, all that stuff. And it would be my honor if you would like to experience a healing session. I have clients who do it I'm like their facial. They do it like once a week or once a month at least, just for that base and that cleanup, and and then there's help, pivots and edits of something that just needs to be addressed and nurtured and tended in a different way. Again, you guys, just go to my website. For both Crescendo and Christine Demorier, they open up the same website, and or also over at 12Listen. All right, 12 Academy tonight, kids. The group healing session, it's just $20. It's the lowest I can go in the system. Pop on in, and it's just always a beautiful party with incredible shifts and change, and spirit always shows up too with kind of just amazing messages. And yeah, that's the mediumship part. All right, okay, you guys, all the loves, and I will be here next week, and we'll probably just continue this chat. I'll talk to you guys soon.